Well, amidst billowing clouds of aromatic secondhand smoke and some of YouTube's cheapest royalty-free music,
Yes.
we start Fido live, number 139.
I know. It seems like only yesterday.
Well, welcome aboard, Chief Colorist.
Hello.
I'm sorry I forgot to move you into this area.
That's okay. I guess I'll move myself.
Uh,
Maybe you didn't want me.
Some people might notice something very annoying up on the screen. Yes, we now have a QR code. So just bring your phone up to this, take a picture, and go to our website, Phydeaux.com, which is also right here. I only have this here, so the reflection of the light doesn't bother the people on YouTube and Rumble. But this, I don't think it's going to stay here very long because this looks like it can get very annoying. Well, let's see what we got here. This is the comic strip. Oh, hi! I should introduce myself. My name is Charles Croce. I write and draw all this crap, and I even read it.
You do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You'll see it on my C Croce III YouTube channel, and also Fido Live, the secondary channel that I made just for these live podcasts. Mm-hmm. So let's see what we got here. This is the Monday. This is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We have Closet Cat and Fido in the bathroom. Dino happens to be passing by and notices them. What are those? Toothbrushes. That's Bo's and that's Jane's, and this one's Dino's. How can you tell? Well, Bo's is heavily used. Jane has lipstick on it, and Dino's is in this box, unused.
Mm-hmm.
Unused? Not really. I use it to clean the spots I can't reach. Dino's a witness of this. All right, let's put that one aside. And here is Tuesday. Wow, looks like we're doing Dino the teacher again. So Dino comes to the classroom and someone has written on the wall, "The teacher sucks, S-U-X. Who wrote this? If nobody will confess, I'll have to punish you all. Geez, you could have just written it on the blackboard." And Fido says, "I couldn't reach."
That's not right, Fido, getting those poor kids in trouble.
Okay, here's the Wednesday. The chief colorist hasn't finished it yet, so this goes right back to her after we finish reading it. Mm-hmm. We have the cat boss and Bo, and later on Mia. I have to do his voice. I don't do voices, as you can probably tell. Mm-hmm. Belgash, your deadline on this is next Wednesday. Okay, let me get started on this. Mia, help him out. Cat boss, when you say deadline, you don't mean what I think, do you? She has a gun out. I'm a supervillain. What else could I mean? And no, I did not reference that gun whatsoever, and I made it small, even though it kind of looks big in Mia's hand. People, gun nuts,
will not find anything in this.
Well, they have a fetish over guns, and they want every exquisite detail. They want the safety switch with a little red dot on it, and every little, and the gun has to be huge. The gun is minor. I want to give it as little thought as possible. Anyway, here we go. Give that to the chief colorist. This is Thursday. Mia, Bo, Closet Cat again. I'm sorry, Cat Boss. This job is too stressful. We offer a stress reduction program here at Evil Cat Enterprises. Mia says, "You do?" "Of course, Mia. 100% effective." And a gun pops up to her head. "This job is too stressful. Feel the stress just melting away." Give that one to the chief colorist. It's ready for her. I worked on a couple of other punchlines in this one because I originally wanted just Cat Boss to tell her we offer a stress reduction program, but it didn't really make sense because I already said that. So if this doesn't cure your stress, we can try more serious methods. And you're welcome. Those are the other two punchlines. Relax or else. 3 punchlines. But we decided feel the stress just melting away with the
Melting.
Here is Friday. It looks like it's all finished and ready for recording. Hasn't been recorded yet. I'll just toss this up in the magnets when we're done. Friday in the bar, of course. Bo's still working. Mia still has a gun to his head, and Cat Boss is observing. Dino says, working on a deadline. And he looks over at the woman with the gun. And, how can you tell? So there goes the Friday. Starting a new week. Now, a long time ago, they did a documentary of South Park. I think it was 7 Days to South Park. And I just wrote in my sketchbook 7 Days to Fido, and was thinking of someday doing a documentary like that. But that was before we had Closet Cat. It was before Felicia moved upstairs. It was before Bo became a school teacher. It was a simpler strip back then. Now I have more material to work with, so I decided to actually do these 7. Finally, we did the 7 Days to Fido. So 7 Days to Fido, a documentary crew goes into the production offices of Fido the comic strip. And I'm thinking of a Stephen Colbert looking like character, really thin and horrible hair, almost a man bun on this guy. A talking dog. Why? Because people love dogs. And what kind of wonderful fantasy is it to have someone you love tell you how much they love you? Some Fido star. Hey, can we get some work done? I'm being interviewed here, you jerk. Really, I hate that guy. This one's ready to go to the cheap color, so I just have to do some erasures. I do not want to. Look, my eraser's all dirty. I do not want to do not feel like doing that now. So cheap colors doesn't get it right away. Here's the Tuesday, 7 Days to Fido. We have been giving unprecedented access behind the scenes of Fido the comic strip. There's Felicia waiting for her interview. Fido sitting here with a cigar and sunglasses on, using his robe. So, you're the cat in this comic strip. Felicia, a cat. Yes, it's been a challenge, but I'm one of the cats. Hi, I'm Closet Cat. Closet Cat, interesting name. They made no effort. Closet Cat, another cat. So, I wanted to point out here, he's doing the Keanu Reeves. When the Keanu Reeves floating, hovering hands. You ever notice when Keanu Reeves takes a photo with a fan, he doesn't touch them because he's afraid he's going to get in trouble for sexual harassment or whatever. So
smart man.
So Closet Cat's doing the Keanu Reeves hover hands around Felicia. I'll probably end up inking that one today. Here is the Tuesday. Again, 7 Days to Fido. I have to reintroduce each strip, but I can cut it down a little bit. Because each one of these has to stand on their own. Somebody might come in on a Wednesday and have no idea what's going on here. So, a behind-the-scenes look at the comic strip. Bogash, you are the main character in this comic strip. Fido pops up. No, he's not. Bogash, main character, is the caption. And now I've got him talking, and Fido's word balloon is over his, so it's sort of they're talking over each other. I was the first character, and Fido saying, the comic strip is called Fido, not Bogash. Fido stars. Now Fido's got his own little subtitle. Now, the more Bo talks, the more Fido talks over him, and Bo's trying to say we work very hard, but Fido's talking over him. And how did that work out for you, pal? The strip was trash. Now, the caption is now changed to Bogash cast member. Fido obviously has control of the edit here. And in the final end, Bo's trying to say, but it's an ensemble cast, and Fido's talking over him. Trash Bogash! And now we have Trash Bogash, janitor. Fido's putting the sunglasses back on, relighting his cigar. You don't give us cigars like a woman. If you don't give them constant attention, they go out on you. Yeah. There we go. Now we get the proper atmosphere going again. That was Wednesday. Here is Thursday. 7 Days to Fido still, a documentary following the making of the comic strip. And we have Jane. And we catch Jane mid-interview. ... And it was a good idea to bring a woman onto the cast of And Felicia comes up, 2 women! OMG! I didn't know you were in today. You look great. How are you? Well, I gotta get ready. Do a good interview. Okay, love you. I can't stand her. And of course, Friday will be in the bar if we haven't done it yet. Something with Dino, obviously. So your character has shown the most character growth over the years, Dino. Whatever. Our character incapable of change, as the cartoonist continually says. That's a question? And you agreed to do this interview. Well, you agreed to buy the drinks. And give me something along those lines. I don't know. Oh, geez, got this dog staring me in the face. On the internet, the perfect employee doesn't exist, and my local hardware store has a dog that follows you around and takes items to the counter for you. And they're all saying employee of the month, the bestest dog in the world. No. This dog is a loss prevention agent. He's making sure you don't shoplift. Hey, who buys a little bit of aquarium tube? Is that like 1 foot of aquarium tube? Well, I can't use that. I think that's a staged photo.
No.
All right, let's get some work done. We go to one of these, obviously. Which one looks like the most fun? Let's do the next one in line, the Tuesday. Just have inking to do today. Well, as you all know, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of the planet, so I have to wear this, a glove, to keep me from getting any more of my filth onto the page. It has the 2 fingers cut out, so I can still use my fingers, and whenever I touch it, I flow freely and make no mess. Except for perhaps I might smear the pencil line, because as I've pointed out in the past, these pencils have a tendency to smudge. So I got to put down a piece of paper. And I assure you, this is not an opportunity for a bit. So, Akiva Goodman to reimagine 3 classics of Irwin Allen science fiction titles for TV with legendary television. I only remember these when I was a kid, watching them on black and white television sets, and it was all very
Taking your horse and buggy to school.
I had to walk to school,
Oh, uphill
both ways. I once killed a bear with my loose leaf binder.
You had a loose leaf binder.
So Akiva Goldsmith, coming off his series of successful stuff. Look at this. Is developing a new universe at Legendary Television, featuring the 3 reimagined Irwin Allen TV series. The Oscar-winning writer, producer, and director will draw. Man, this guy. Couldn't you find someone with a track record of success? This guy has destroyed more franchises than I can think of. What he did with poor Spider-Man. Oh, well. Time Tunnel. Starting to... Anything interesting here? Well, yeah. Goldsmith adapted the screenplay for Oscar... 2001's A Beautiful Mind. That's what won him Best Picture. So he now call himself an Oscar winner. But let's see. He did I, Robot, I Am Legend, Cinderella Man, Da Vinci Code, and Fringe, Underground, Star Trek Picard. Yeah, that's what he's most remembered for.
Yeah.
Star Trek Picard, season 1 and 2. He had nothing to do with season 3, the good season. And now he's doing Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Oh, boy.
Man, yeah,
boy.
He's deep into fucking up Star Trek. So
I like The Beautiful Mind.
These days with the volume screen, supposedly the cheaper special effects using computers, although these people have not been able to figure out how to do things less expensively. We got a chance of some better sci-fi special effects, but is this the guy to do it? I don't know. Speaking of someone who's proving to be not the guy to do things, we have James Gunn. Superman, described as terrible after recent test screenings.
Ugh. That's a shame.
Is Superman doomed to fail? A new rumor suggests the DC Universe is getting off to a rocky start with its most recent test screenings. It's no secret that the entire fate of the DC Universe on the big screen is going forward rests on the shoulders of Superman performing well at the box office. This has led a number of I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Try that again. This has led to the rumor churning. Rumor mill. There we go. It's a mill. Rumor mill churning. With all sorts of reports regarding how the film is doing behind the scenes and how confident Warner Brothers Discovery is the film will sink or swim. What could be their next billion-dollar franchise?
Billion.
Sadly, not every rumor regarding Superman is exactly positive. The newest report from Veteran Entertainment reporter Jeff Schneider suggests that the film may be in some trouble. During an appearance on the Hot Mic podcast, Snyder revealed that the DC Universe movie is actually doing terribly following its recent test screenings.
Oh.
While it may come as a shock to those familiar with James Gunn's filmography, not really. It's not exactly out of the question for the director to make a flop. I got a call from my best source that after that newsletter, he said. Nope, we're not going to read that sentence because it's just an advertisement for his stupid newsletter. So, as Heel versus Babyface had a great bit this morning where he was showing John Champier after the screening of Shang-Chi, saying, "Oh, it's an epic and mystical masterpiece." Champier, after being well fed, I think he still had his gift bag in his head. So there are a few other. Champier came up and said, "Superman's wonderful." I'm not going to quote Champier at the moment, but apparently, according to ads, Champier had other wonderful things to say because, well, I guess he got his gift bag. I'm worried, Mr. Gunn. As we listed last week, there's a series of Creature. You started this whole cinematic universe with Creature Commandos. Now we got Waller coming up with the same actress, but apparently from a different universe. Ugh. It's Superman, then Lantern, which is a TV show. Clayface, Paradise Lost, Raven the Bold, using Damian Wayne as Robin, and we don't know who Batman's going to be, if there's going to be a Batman. The entire superhero universe is relying upon Superman doing well. Even Marvel's going to be in trouble if Superman doesn't do well because it's all the same. It be in the minds of the normie, it's the same crap. Mm-hmm. And we know what to expect from Marvel, but I want to go into what just leaked from Kevin Feige, which is a big old red flag. This is stuff for Avengers Doomsday and other stuff in the future. So what we have here is, I got to put this paper someplace it's not going to fall down. What we have here is some leaked concept art for, I'm guessing this is the new Avengers. Now, this is tough for you to read, but I'll point out who everyone is. I think this is Doctor Strange. That is definitely Star-Lord drinking there. And then we have the Young Avengers, or perhaps the Champions. You don't quite know who we're talking about here. We have the Maximoff kids, Billy, the weird kid from Agatha. Kate Bishop, which is the new Hawkeye. Somewhere in here is going to be Ironheart, don't know where. Here's Mrs. Marvel, googly eyes on either Doctor Strange or Star-Lord. We can't really tell. Actually, looks like more of a googly. Well, actually, it looks like googly eyes to Doctor Strange. So that's kind of strange. Well, actually, that might be Wu from Doctor Strange's assistant. It's kind of funny. I can't tell a fat Asian guy from a thin British guy. That's how bad the illustration is. I guess they're in the Star-Lordy bar. And over here, you can't quite see it, but this is Dupe. He's sort of a Slimer-like character. Remember the cartoon Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters? They had a comic relief floating ghost. Dupe is sort of similar to that, but he's not a ghost. So this is what we got to look forward to. They're going to shove adults pretending to be kids into Secret Wars. And we have here Hulk. And is that She-Hulk? That can't be our very own Tatiana Maslany, can it?
Of course it can.
I think Tatiana ought to be recast as She-Hulk. They're trying really hard to make Tatiana into a star, apparently, and we'll get back to Tatiana later on in the descriptions here. And I'm guessing that's Hulk's kid, who we were introduced to in the last film. But he's got a mullet now and a beard, so who knows? And this is a whole world of Hulk, so I guess they're doing Planet Hulk. Interesting. And I'm guessing this is going to be from Avengers 4 Doomsday. We have Doctor Doom on the throne here. That's Doctor Strange. There's Sue Storm back there. And the other characters could be anything. But, well, this looks interesting. And, well, that's a classic Doctor Doom that we expect. So not a problem. And the last thing they gave us was the new Black Panther and his isolationist ethno state seems to have made a big Black Panther temple for him. Lovely. Big red flag. I'm worried that perhaps Kevin Feige is jumping the shark. Yeah, here's our Avengers dream team. We have fake Black Widow, we have fake Thor, we have fake Hawkeye, fake Iron Man, and She-Hulk. And I can't believe they're going to rehire She-Hulk. Tatiana, I'm glad that you found other work. And we'll get to that other work later in the broadcast. And I'm going to leave Tatiana on the board because who knows? I like having half-naked women on the board, even if it is Tatiana Maslany, such an unlikable human being. But hey, we like unlikable human beings. For instance, hey, who's this?
Who is it?
Chief Colors, you can turn to your left.
No, I was. I said, who is it?
Yeah. This is Martha Jane Cameron.
Should we know her?
Well, yes, we better know Martha Jane Cameron is better known as Amber Heard. Yes, Amber Heard has moved to Spain and she speaks Spanish with a Mexican accent. And, well, hey, it's nice to have another naked woman on the board, even if it is someone as unlikable as Tatiana Maslany. So, Amber Heard as she's in a playground here, so I guess she's with her daughter. So, Chief Colorist, you remember last year you were saying that perhaps the daughter doesn't really exist. But
We don't see
oh
it
wow,
here.
you look, panty lines. She's actually wearing underwear. Is she wearing a bra? She's not wearing a bra, but she's wearing underwear. That's good. That's well,
Where do you see a panty line?
well, she's a mommy now. I can see right here. It's low. It's a low cut panty too. It's not quite a thong. They are kind of granny. Look how thick they are here. So they are kind of granny panties.
Yeah.
But hey, they're nothing like these. But in case the audience can't tell.
Mhm.
See, you can see the panty line right along here,
Okay, you don't have to emphasize.
and then it goes up there. So, and in fact, I think it might be that time of the month because she seems to have some sort of bulge in there. Might be wearing a pad.
No, I'm not.
Oh, look, she's got the gold Apple iWatch. That's good to see that she's doing well. And are these sunglasses anything? I can't really
Well,
tell.
he did have to give her money, didn't he? Just not as much as
No idea. I don't know how that whole Me Too thing ended.
Well, he was up on like 15 charges, and they found him not guilty on 14, I think.
Oh, remember the good old days of Me Too. You had to believe a woman. Now you can treat them like garbage and just toss them all over the place. Just Trump's universe is the way it should be.
Stop it.
Oh, with that. Okay. Oh, let's get the fire going again. Well, Prime is doing their own version of The Simpsons, I suppose. This is #1 Happy Family USA, created by Ramsey Youssef. I first ran into this guy with the show Mo, played by Mo Najah. It was also on Amazon. Charming show. It started out as a charming show. Mo is a really likable guy. He could sell anything. Great salesman. He was a Palestinian in America as a refugee and still trying to get his citizenship. And it's good that he got his ass out of there. But every once in a while, he would say something. What? It's stupid. And it's like, leave that bullshit in the Middle East where you should have left it. You came to America to get away from that crap, and he just would not let it die. Now I know that Ramsey and Mo, that's their bit. They're stand-up comedians, and they've got to talk about Middle Eastern crap because what else do they have to talk about, really? But America is a don't tell me what to do, and I won't tell you what to do. But there are certain people in this world who just can't live with that. If you can't live with that, well, you can't live in America, okay? So Ramsey wrote, co-created and wrote the first 16 episodes of Mo, and I stopped watching after the first season or so just because it became too disgusting. But it was a great show to start with. I liked the character of Mo. He was a likable guy. It was a funny show, and it just went off the rails. And this one is set in a racist America that I'm sure this guy wishes actually existed. And we did not treat Muslim people poorly after 9/11. Despite what you're going to say, that's not America. We don't do shit like that. Content of character, not color of skin. Speaking of which, I want to praise the producers of the new Harry Potter TV show for their brave casting of Papa Phydeaux, I guess is his name, Papa as the new Snape, Papa Snape. Very handsome man to play a sallow-looking Alan Rickman character. I should tell the people who are producing this TV show that anyone who is upset with this pick is what you would call a customer or a fan. See, they don't want you to ruin this TV show. Where we here at Fido the Comic Strip are perfectly happy to see you ruin this entire franchise and drag it down in flames just for the fun of it. And an inch of film has yet to be shot, and they're already well on their way to do that. So I want to applaud the people at Warner and the people at the Harry Potter production for their stunt casting. And so on Harry Potter, someone fixed the book, the scene where Hedwig the owl was killed. A burst of green light. The owl screeched and fell to the floor of the cage. No! The motorbike zoomed forward. Harry glimpsed hooded Death Eaters scattering as Hagrid blasted through their circle. Hedwig! But the owl lay motionless, and then someone cut this little segment in there for only a few seconds. Then she stirred and popped to her feet, ruffling her feathers. After exiting the damaged cage, she gave Harry a reproachful look that he took to mean, I'm going to fly off somewhere safe and lay low until this nonsense is over. Hagrid, we've got to go back, he yelled over the thunderous roar of the engine, pulling out his wand and ramming Hedwig's cage onto the floor, refusing to believe that she was away. Someone fixed Harry Potter.
And it's a good fix.
And it's good to see that they are fixing Harry Potter yet again by addressing that serious lack of melanin in Snape. So I promised to get back to her, and here we are. We're back to Tatiana Maslany. Somehow, Star Trek Academy, which has not aired yet, has already been approved for a season 2. So this must be a spectacular Kiva Goodwin series, Kiva Goldsmith series. And in fact, they've even hired She-Hulk herself, Tatiana Maslany, to appear in season 2. So it's good that Tatiana has found work, because I can't see them ever hiring such an unlikable human being to play She-Hulk. But she'll fit right into the Star Trek universe as it currently exists. Weren't we promised that Star Trek was going to get better?
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm just as happy to see it go down in flames like everything else. And, hey, we got Tatiana Maslany, half naked, to join us with a quarter naked Amber Heard. That's nice. Now I need to find a brush. Oh, yeah, I should point out that we had a delivery from the art supply fairy and another bottle of ink. We'll do the grand unboxing here. Everyone loves unboxings, don't they? Look at how nicely that opens. This is a Speedball Super Black ink. They're very on PC there at Speedball. And wow, I think they've changed the bottle. It's a more square bottle. Used to have a little taper on the top. I'm sure they're giving us more ink. Now, what I do know about Speedball is you've got to shake it or stir it. Shaken or stirred. Where is my ink bottle? Somewhere around there it is. What I classically do is I put it in the smaller bottle so it has less of a chance of tipping. And this thing's half empty. So let us open our new bottle of Speedball Super Black. It's nice when they're new, so it's easy to open. Once the ink gets around these threads, it's impossible to open. And look, it's a safety seal because you don't want anyone putting poison in your ink, as then you'd be writing poison pen letters. Yeah, that came off nice. So. And it's good enough for now. Let's see if we can pour this in here on camera without making a mess. We did it.
Yay.
Those of you who said it couldn't be done. Talk to you. All right, let's put that aside. And besides ink, we also have ink on my fingers. We also have another box of Blackwing pencils. Blackwing pencils were used by award-winning creators throughout the 20th century, developing a cult following. They fell victim to cost-cutting measures in the 1990s and were discontinued. No, the machine that made that little finial broke, and they didn't think it was worth fixing it. They were discontinued, but not forgotten. Analog-minded devotees paying as much as $40 for a single pencil. That was back in the days of eBay, huh? Craigslist. We acquired the brand in 2010 and brought Blackwing back for a growing culture of artists, musicians, and everyday people looking to unplug and live mindfully. What the fuck is mindfully?
Live with your mind.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a full box, all 12 of them.
Oh.
Look at how beautiful they are. And I would say, yeah, smell that. Doesn't that smell good? It's fresh cut cedar.
It does smell good.
It's like perfume to your ears. So we're not.
Here it is.
Yeah, that's my voices. We're not going to be penciling today, so no opportunity to use these. I'll put those aside. Let's grab a brush from our usual collection of brushes over the ashtray. What do you think? I think this one is probably one of our better candidates. Either that one or a tried and true. Tried and true brush. You know, let's look at these two tips. I would say this one is slightly more useful, but actually this one does look sharper. Well, I'm going to stick with this one only because I used it last night and it has a good track record. We want our comic strip to look good on the camera. Let's get this thing all inked up. And it's always a mistake to go right to the characters with this with a brush because you never know what's going to happen. So I'm going to just do this little bit of a balloon and see how the ink is flowing. And it might work. Okay, Tatiana, come down here with me. And Irving, camera one, could you get off my shoulder and zoom in here so we can get a little bit closer to look at what we're doing here? There we go. Let's get this a little bit better centered. Yeah. Slightly slurring my words this morning, and I don't even have a cigar in my mouth. So what the hell's causing that?
Don't know.
The daylight savings time has given us an extra hour. I should be actually no, it's taken an hour away. Oh, that's probably why we're not correct. There we go. I got we got a cigar going. Now, what job in the world can you sit here with a cigar and be considered working? I'm telling you truly, the job of a cartoonist is the greatest job in the world. If everybody in the world stopped what they were doing and just started to draw cartoons, we would all die, starving and freezing in our little apartments, because the necessary functions of life would not be taken care of. We want people to collect garbage. We want people to be doctors and lawyers. I don't know why we need lawyers. Oh yeah, we need lawyers. We don't need any more cartoonists. Anyone could do this, but can you do it every day for the rest of your life? You got to come up with a comic strip every day for the rest of your life, and you got people telling you that's not funny. Every day for the rest of your life. But why do I do this? I do it
makes you happy.
Because it makes me fucking happy. That's right, Chief Colorist. Don't do anything that doesn't make you happy. Now, let's see. How is Fido holding his cigar? I would say like that, right? So the thumb, his doggy paw thumb. And let's move this finger up there along the cigar and make the cigar just a little bit thinner. And it only has 4 digits. Oh, there you go. Now, our Kobir-like character. I almost went straight in and just did his hair black, but I figured I'd leave it uncolored to give the chief colorist an opportunity to show her skill. Why I chose this Kobir-like character, I don't know. I probably should have actually watched the 7 Days to South Park documentary to see what the actual host looked like.
I thought we did watch it.
I don't know. I remember so long ago. So I just started drawing a guy in a suit. This is sort of the default character I came up with. I probably should have spent more time designing the character. But I almost gave him a full man bun and all that sort of stuff. But you don't see full man buns yet amongst the media. But we didn't do that. In fact, I think the whole suit thing is sort of going away as well. Oh, well.
I don't think for proper interviews it is. Like sit-down interviews. For like casual things, maybe. Yeah.
But see, we got shoulder pads. Because, these beta males need shoulder pads.
I got my helmet and my shoulder pads.
That's a bit from comedian in the 80s whose name escapes me. I thought he'd become a big star because he had the
I
funniest.
think that's the only thing he had.
He had the funniest bit at the time. We did let's meet the college all stars, and they just had the football players come up. And one of the bits was football is my life. I like football. You can be playing football on the football field with a football.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was not playing football today, I would not be playing football today. Because doctor tells me I have Dame damage. No, seriously. My head was accidentally ripped from my body. The most important thing is your helmet and your shoulder pads and your cup. There's not sort of cup you drink out of.
But when he said helmet and shoulder pads, he was touching the wrong thing. He was
helmet, he touched his shoulders, and shoulder pads, he touched his head. Yeah. And that was a funny bit. All right, let's get the belt right, even though half of it's blocked. That's something new I started doing, drawing belt buckles properly. Oh, I reference just about everything so that when I draw a cartoon version of it, I can be sort of making fun of how it looks like in the real life. So that's how I started drawing belt buckles properly. Why am I doing it? Because it makes me happy. Now, Felicia.
Miserable.
Felicia is waiting in the background for her interview, so she's seated oh so properly on the couch. This is a big thing for her career. See, unlike a lot of actresses, Felicia knows that it's important to be well liked. See, when you appear someplace, you want someone to be happy to see you. Unlike Johnny Depp here, who doesn't look to be even happy to be with her. Poor Mr. Depp. I've never seen the guy look so depressed. He's got this hot piece of ass on his arm, and he looks like he's so depressed. I imagine that's what Tatiana Maslany's date looks like. But at least, Amber Heard was hot. So, my advice to you, Tatiana, Miss Maslany, is when you do this Star Trek role, and what's going to be this fantastically successful Starfleet Academy Season 2, what I recommend is you play a character whom the audience is not going to say, oh, fuck, not that character again. Now, if you want a good example on characters not to emulate, currently on, is it on Discovery? Oh, is it on? No, it's on Strange New Worlds. I think the chief engineer character is a horribly arrogant lesbian character. You cringe whenever you see her. You want to behave the opposite of that character. So you never want to draw your characters that small because it makes it very difficult for the chief colorist to color them.
Yes.
What's great about a brush is every once in a while you get a double line. But see, that double line works for me on that leg because it sort of acts as like a shadow. Now, I don't want a double line here. The double line is not always something you can reproduce, but you can almost feel if you press down just a little bit, the brush will split and give you the double line. But if it doesn't, at least it'll give you a thicker line, which will also give you the shadow. But these are the happy little accents that Bob Ross would talk about that you don't mind. Yeah, I pressed down a little bit for the back of that tail there, and I got the thicker line rather than the double yellow line, which is still fine with me because it gives an idea that there's a shadow behind the tail. All right, let's move to the second panel. Let's give our cigar a little bit of love. There we go. I'm not going to advertise what brand of cigar I'm actually smoking here because they're not sponsors. Let's do a little bit of a double line here on the glasses, which I had not planned on because we've got a bit of a close-up here of Mr. Colbert's face. I keep on calling him Steve Colbert, but he looks nothing like Steve Colbert, and Colbert would never do a documentary like this. It's too much like work. But I don't think Colbert would be doing very much work in the future. Not exactly lighting up the ratings there. I preferred when he was doing the character on Comedy Central.
I know.
And he should have really leaned into that Colbert character for the late night show.
Yeah.
But he got stupid.
I know.
And let his own. Well, he stupid.
He let yeah.
He let his own opinions get out there, and we don't give a fuck what you think, Mr. Colbert. We were happier when you were doing the parody character. It's rather like that TV show, The Boys. They're saying people don't get the joke because they like Homelander. Homelander's supposed to be a hated character. I like Homelander. Too bad what happened to The Boys. It's not going to be worth watching anymore, but oh well. Things come and go.
We haven't watched it for a while.
Yeah, because it went to hell. I was hoping that what was that other TV show that we saw with the Umbrella Academy? I was hoping Umbrella Academy was going to be another great show to watch, but
well, the first season was great,
and the second season was okay, and then the third season when she changed to a he.
Yeah, but that really didn't.
Well,
it wasn't that.
We
it was
like.
the story.
Okay, see difference between likable and unlikable. We liked the actor who played that character, and we didn't care if it was a man or a woman, whatever. We just we just wanted the TV show to continue. So of course I could see why they were supporting the actor and everything, and fine, I got no problem with that. But well, we didn't hire you to be a man, unfortunately. I mean, very likable actress in Juno and a few other roles.
I have never seen Juno. It just wasn't my.
And I would never, give this person a hard time for what they chose to do with their life. That's fine. That's your business. But how do we do the character now in the TV show without talking about the proverbial elephant in the room? And that's what sort of killed season 3 of that TV show. And I don't even know if they're going to continue to make it. You feel bad for the producers. Like, what do we do now? We got stories in the comic books we could still work on, but we need we need the cast that we chose to start with. Yeah, I'm going to pull a ruler in here so I can see. I don't like the way the arm of that chair came out. So if I go in here with a ruler, maybe I can rescue. Yeah, maybe can I rescue the arm? Not really. But oh well. That looks a little bit better.
This particular strip I'm coloring feels like it's just all shades of gray.
Very difficult to do the proper perspective on a folding chair like this. I'll try to give an example. Yeah, we'll do Jane's chair there. Hey, Mr. Colbert, will you step up for a second? Let's do a little drawing lesson here. Now, nearly impossible to get those cross sections of the leg done properly. What I did is I imagined that this was just one big square. And then going from my vanishing point, which happens to be over here beneath the cat, I figured out how the square was. As you can see there. So, from each corner of the square to the edge of the chair, you make the legs from there to there, from there to there, there actually. And that's how you do the proper perspective for these cross legs in a director's chair.
Cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it is.
And then in the end, you just erase your guidelines, and you've got a convincing looking perspective on that director's chair. Okay, let's go back to our inking. For those of you drawing a comic strip at home, and if you're ever doing a director's chair, now you know how to get the perspective proper in the legs. Even though, as you can see here, a majority of your work is off panel and it's just going to get erased anyway.
Yeah,
but what appears on panel still is convincing and falling into the universe as it should be. Now, I think Felicia is a little bit large here, but I'm going to leave it like this because if I were to make her as small as she should be like that big. And you know, yes, I know she's too large here, but I want you to be able to see the character and get the expression right. She's trying her best to be likable. Tatiana, where are you? Lesson. She's trying her best to be likable, which is always a good thing for an actress to do because, you see, I know you find this hard to believe, but people like attractive people who are likable. Now, you almost got it there with the attractive. You're not a bad-looking woman. You got a nice little body on you and everything. And obviously, you took this photo because you wanted to show off how pretty you were. And I know it's horrible that you have to succumb to the male gaze, but Gaze. But you've chosen this job as an actress. You're here to entertain people. A good way to entertain people is to be a likable human being. She-Hulk would have been a masterpiece. It would have been fantastic. One of the best things Marvel ever did if they did not hire you and the woman who wrote it. And Mr. Feige, if you want to keep your job, I highly recommend you go back and redo She-Hulk.
They officially canceled it, right?
They canceled the TV show, but I just showed you the
No, I know.
art.
Yeah.
Where they plan on using a She-Hulk in the future.
Yeah.
I think at the very least, Feige's not going to bring her back because of the crap she said during the strike. All right, let's get a little darker line under here. So it sets the arm off across the cat's body. Yeah, I would have been just as happy with a double line there, but we'll work with the shadow. The more you use the brush, the less likely you are to get the double line. It's only when it's slightly dry that the squirrel pubic hairs will separate. Yes, these brushes are made from the finest Himalayan tree squirrel pubic hair. That's why they're so expensive. You have to send a Sherpa up the mountain. And I did not get any new brushes this month, but I don't need them. My collection is getting kind of large. I do wear them out, which is surprising. Just the constant scraping on the Bristol board here is enough to wear down the squirrel pubic hairs. I do two different things with glasses here. Either I'll draw the eyes completely underneath glasses and then draw the glasses over them. See, that gives the character an appearance of seeing through things. Or in case of Mia, I'll just draw the circles and you don't see the eyes underneath the glasses at all. Let's see, Mia. Where is Mia? I think I got her here, don't I?
You may not, because I don't.
Yeah, here we go.
I got her here.
In case of Mia, whoops, I just draw the little orphan Annie glasses almost. There are no pupils in the eyes. And it gives the character more of a sense of mystery and wonder. And that you don't know what they're thinking, but you can still draw this character that the audience will know exactly what the character is thinking. It's all in the skill of the cartoonist.
Mm-hmm.
I have filled this ink bottle up so high, I don't know how I haven't spilled it. Now, for some reason, I've given Stephen Colbert a big forehead here.
Lots of brains.
Way to be consistent with your characters there, Mr. Cartoonist. See, look, you got a little bit of a man bun back here. But I'm thinking here is usually characters in interviews, you would see this a lot in 60 Minutes. They put on the makeup so that they look good from the front of the camera. But then when they frame them in an interview, you see them from behind. You see this with Mike Wallace a lot of times. You'd see the makeup line on the edge of his head. Because the camera would be almost behind Mike, and he had put on his makeup for a head-on face shot. In this case, the camera is behind him, which is why I think we can get away with that forehead looking like that. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
Mm-hmm. Works.
Let's not forget the shoulder pad right up here. And probably would have been a lot easier for me to draw just like a regular chair. I wanted a behind-the-scenes thing, and they've got these on TV and movie sets, right? These foldable chairs, because they're comfortable and easy to set up.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, the star gets to put his name on it. And I have it, don't have it in this particular cartoon, but Jane has her name on the chair, and definitely Fido has his name on a chair. As well, he is the star. Comic strip is named after him.
That is correct.
It's not called Bilgash.
Nope.
All right, what do we got going? Oh, this must be the arm of the chair back there. And I'm going to do this by roller again. So, Chief Cartoonist, is the most disappointing Marvel show She-Hulk? Nah, they disappointed us in just about everything that's been on television.
Mm-hmm.
And half of the stuff that made it to the cinema.
Only half.
Yeah, well, it started out great
That's true.
with Iron Man and. Well, no, it started out poorly actually because believe it or not, this started with Ang Lee's Hulk, and Ang Lee's Hulk wasn't really all that good. I didn't like the way they did the split screen because I guess he thought, oh, it's a simple little comic book. We'll do comic book panels. Oh, nah, don't do that, Ang Lee.
I think that had to do with Edward Norton too.
Oh no. The first She-Hulk. Sorry, the first Hulk wasn't Norton. Norton came on later on, and he wanted to be a good actor and make sense of the character. So they had to get rid of him and bring in Mark Ruffalo.
Who was the first?
I forget. It might have been Norton actually. Actually, no,
Norton.
yeah. But Norton wasn't the reason why the first movie sucked.
Well,
Norton was the reason why the other movies suck.
I think he went through a little bit of a PR nightmare during that time too.
So they're obviously going to do Planet Hulk, bring back a Hulk movie if that bit of artwork we showed earlier means anything. Can I get to that quickly? Probably not quickly.
Talk amongst yourselves.
There's Amber. There's Kevin.
I'm sorry, it's not Amber, it's Mary Jane or whatever.
Martha.
Martha. I guess she didn't hide her identity that well though, if we have these pictures and her new name.
Here we go. So I guess they're doing Planet Hulk because I can't really tell, but all these characters in the background have green skin and muscles. And She-Hulk, but it doesn't look like the Tatiana Maslany version. So maybe there's hope that they're getting rid of this horrible, horrible, horrible actress. There she is. But they have a history of just swapping out actors for Hulk characters. They switched right to Mark Ruffalo from Norton without even giving him a movie. And I guess Ruffalo's eventually going to get his movie, and that's what this concept art is for. If this isn't Secret Wars or even Doomsday. So they can easily swap out Tatiana Maslany for a likable actress. Right, Tatiana?
I'm sure Tatiana believes she's likable.
I don't agree with you. I think she is purposefully. She's probably a much more likable human being in real life than she ever has portrayed on screen.
Okay.
Because I can't believe she's gotten through this point in her life. A woman who's not exactly easy on the eyes has gotten to this point in her career by being a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to believe that a majority of the problem with She-Hulk was just that Jessica Gao writer. She's just a reprehensible human being. No, cartoonist, what do you really think?
The beliefs of the creator of the comic strip do not have anything to do with the website.
Okay, now Felicia obviously is not happy to have someone bust her spotlight. So she, like the whole face, you notice, scrunches up. Where she's big and happy over here, she scrunches up, closes down, her hands are into a fist. And it's all in the way Closet Cat has just blocked the screen. He's got both of his arms up. He's taken all the attention. All right, let's do the whiskers on Closet Cat. I forgot. He has on his left 1 whisker. We'll put it up and happy. On his right, 2 whiskers. All happy. Felicia is, we didn't do her whiskers over here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eyes are mad. Tiny little beady. And we'll just do straight lines. But yeah, the whole face is just scrunched up into this pit of anger, and none of these actors like each other.
That's so sad.
It's sort of the way it becomes. You ever see these sitcom things? The actors been with each other for a long time. You'd think they were a family. That's really not the case. I mean, do you really think Justine Bateman likes Michael J. Fox?
Yes, I think she does.
It's funny that Justine Bateman became the conservative icon when Michael J. Fox, who played the 1980s Ronald Reagan kid, did not.
And we just don't even know what happened to Tatiana Yogis
Oh.
or something.
Why is Tatiana the way she is? Hollywood.
No.
Wait a minute.
Tanya Yothers. The one
Oh, Tanya Yothers, the one who played the third sister.
Mm-hmm. No, the second sister.
Whatever, the third character.
Mm-hmm.
Trisha Yothers?
Trish, something like that. She showed up on one of those, like, when when Dr. Drew was doing, those, like, celebrity rehabs or celebrity get fits or something.
Mm.
I don't think she showed up in the rehab one. I think she showed up on the weight loss one. But, yeah.
When they get fat and ugly, of course, you never see them again. Not anything you seem to have to worry about, Miss Maslany. But what you do have to worry about is something called age.
Yeah, tell that to Helen Mirren. Tell it to,
Tatiana Maslany is no Helen Mirren.
I know, I'm joking. Not by a long shot.
You could imagine liking Helen Mirren. That's how good of an actress Helen Mirren was.
Is.
It's not, well, she's not still working, is she?
Of course she is. She's in freaking
She's in freaking
1923.
The David Sheridan Taylor Sheridan show.
Yeah, that's Helen Mirren, honey.
Oh.
I thought at first it was Dame Judi Dench, but that was stupid. It's not her. It's Helen Mirren.
All right, let's get a ruler in here again. The human eye is like really good in judging parallels, and you can just sight along the edge of this ruler and get a good parallel to that line. That's how you're able to do a ruler line. Ta-da! See, a lot of this is magical, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But you'll learn things about human beings that you never thought you'd need to know. Like, for instance, actresses should not only be pretty, but they should be likable. Even if they're not pretty, it's nice that they're likable, that you want to spend money to see them. Tatiana Maslany, America's sweetheart.
Okay, I think we've worked on her enough today. I think we can back off a little bit.
Well, we're approaching the time in the show when I have to come up with a title.
Mm-hmm. Tatiana.
And I'm scared that it's going to be Tatiana Maslany.
Tatiana Maslany hurt the colors. Hurt the cartoonist.
She did. I wanted She-Hulk to be good.
I know.
And I'm quite upset that it wasn't.
Hey, I didn't say I was kidding.
Let me tell you what She-Hulk should be. It's a woman who becomes a huge woman. And when she does so, she splits out of her clothing.
Oh, God.
There should have been some scenes where she had to cover up her breasts because she burst through her clothing. We never got that. What are we going to call this? Let's see. One whisker on this side. Two whiskers on that side. Ooh. The cartoonist has to take a break. Hey, Chief Colorist.
Yes.
Can you give the audience some entertainment?
I can try really hard. I'd like to discuss the fact that the chief, well, no, he's not the chief, he's the only creator, spends a lot of his time being very dutiful, coming up with different jokes, and he'll run them past me, and sometimes it takes a little editing to get down to a punch because we're all used to sort of using a lot of words to have to describe something, and in the confines of a strip, you don't want to get too wordy because then you'll lose people in the discussion. So sometimes the premise of the joke has to be a little more punchy, and that's why it'll take longer than you would think to come up with a joke that goes into 4 panels like that. But he manages to do it, and he manages to do it every day. Like he said, he takes off Sundays, so he does have the one day of rest.
I have returned. You can stop that. Well, what are we doing for a title on this? How about we just go 7 days to Fido? We'll keep it. We'll title it what we're drawing here.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
There we go. Let us finish off what we're drawing here. Because I can't call this Tatiana Maslany.
I think if you say her name one more time, she may appear.
I think I've said her name more than nearly any other YouTuber has as of late.
Probably. Possibly. Yeah, I'd give you that.
What a disappointment She-Hulk was.
I know, honey. I know.
But I knew that, like, in this day and age, they just could not have done that character. Hollywood does not have it in them. But they should have just taken the John Byrne comic book and did that. All the third wall breaking stuff is just in efforts to get her out of her clothes.
Oh God.
It was the most misogynistic comic book. It was great.
The words express.
And it was, I believe, in the She-Hulk comic book that the Shield helicarrier crashed in New York City that we saw in Civil War, Captain America Civil War.
Oh, okay.
That was the She-Hulk storyline.
Yeah, I know so precious little about comic strips. The only thing I really know is what you tell me and what we hear from our friends on YouTube there. Although I would get an Archie comic book every year. My mother would put one in my stocking. Oh, I mean Santa would put one in my
Archie had a good writer.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of his stuff was actually surprisingly well done for a comic book of its bubblegum comic book of its time and what they were spending on it. They surprisingly did a good job with Archie comic books.
Mm-hmm. I liked them.
Which was why it was so charming that Riverdale came out like it did and like took the whole world seriously. That was funny. All right, the important part here is that we get Closet Cat's hand doing the proper Keanu Reeves hover hand look. That's the whole joke right there.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you just with the body language what the relationship here is with the characters. Closet Cat does not want any chance of there being any idea that he's being inappropriate. It's not worth his job. All right, Felicia has 1, 2, 3 whiskers here. I'll make sure whisker comes from here. 1, 2, 3, 4 whiskers here. And let's go back to that panel we missed Felicia's whiskers on. That'd be the second panel. I think I can safely put down Tatiana without causing too much havoc. We'll just do the dots that are the textures. And she's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 whiskers. She's trying to be as bright and as happy as possible here, but it's slightly fragile. So see how the whiskers have a slight twinge to it? She is sort of shaking and trying to keep it together. It's been a challenge, but you know, this is her big moment for fame, and he busts it up. Oh, that's the storyline here. We are at a conclusion here of the show. What are we doing for time? 1 hour, 20 minutes.
No, that's pretty good.
Approaching up. I want to keep it around there. I'll call this 7 Days to Fido. Should we use the number 7? Spell it out.
Spell it out. Why not?
"7 Days to Fido," featuring Tatiana Maslany.
That's it. Here she comes.
Featuring Tatiana Maslany. Again, you know, not a woman you kick out of bed for eating crackers. It's just too bad she's so unlikable.
I don't know. She got into your head.
What do you think, Johnny Depp? Yeah, you know, we're not going to kick Amber Heard out of bed for eating crackers, but would you kick her out of bed for shitting in it?
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you for joining us for Fido Live number 139, and I hope to see everyone again next week.
Bye, everybody.
Let's say goodbye to our friends at Hulu.